Alright, so in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to set up and use the DeepSeek model in Python. First of all, let's create a virtual environment. So for that, I'll just pull up a new terminal, and over here, just type Python -m, then type venv and the name of your virtual environment. The reason why we are creating this virtual environment so that we can install all the packages we'll be using in a particular isolated environment for this project. So I'll hit enter, and this is pretty much it. The next thing is to activate this particular virtual environment so that I can install the packages I'll be using. And for that, you just have to type the name of your virtual environment, and you hit script and activate. So you just hit enter on this, and this will go ahead and activate your virtual environment for you. And for now, you are ready to install some Python package. So we'll be installing python.env, and we'll also be installing Groq. So for that, I'll type pip install, and over here I'm going to type python -env, which we'll use to load in our API keys, and we'll also go ahead and install Groq. So we'll hit enter on this, and this will just go ahead and install these packages for us. In the meantime, we'll go ahead here and create a new file which we'll call main.py, and also create another file which we'll call .env. So let me hit this and create a .env file, hit enter on this, and we'll get an API key, and we'll go ahead and do this in a sec. So I'll clear this, don't mind that particular message. And now open your Chrome browser and search for Groq, a platform called Groq. When you open it, just click on the first link that comes and make sure you sign in. Or the faster approach is to go back, click on API keys, and over here you can see I've already signed in. So in your case, you have to sign in, and this is a platform that holds most of these particular open source models for us. So first of all, when you go to Playground, you can see a whole lot of free models. When you click on this model here, you can see we have a whole lot of free models where you can use in your code. So you can see all these models here are free to use. A whole lot of llama models from Facebook are also present here, which you can use for free, but today we'll be using the DeepSeek model. So just click on it, and the first thing we have to do is to get an API key. So you create an API key, and I'll name this particular one DeepSeek, okay? And I'll go ahead and click submit, and this should pop up my API key. Click on copy and then click on done. Go back to my VS Code and paste this one right here. So I'll call this key, and key is equal to this particular key. I'll click on save and save this, and we are done with this .env file. So also I'll go ahead and import OS. So I'll import OS, and also from .env I'll import load env. Alright, so these are the two packages we'll be importing. We'll also be using Groq as well. So now head back to this particular site, Groq, and click on Playground, and over here click on, first select the model you want to use, which is DeepSeek-R1, and then click on view code and copy code. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So come back here and just paste this code right here. Okay, so let me close this sidebar and also close the terminal for now, and save the code. And from here you can see Groq has been imported already, so you can just make sure this is working. And now we have to read in our API key so that we give it to the Groq client in order to be able to make a request to that particular model. So I'll just write load.env, and I'll load my API key into a variable called API_key, and this will be os.getEnv. I think we are all familiar with this. And over here, you type in the name you've given to your API key. So you can see over here, I've given it a name called key. So you just have to type that same name and make sure you type it in here. So write key, and this will load in your API key. You can print it if you want. Maybe, yeah, I'll go ahead and print API key so that you can see we've loaded this particular key successful. So let me comment all other codes, and let me go ahead and print this. And boom, you can see we have the API key here. So literally it's the same key we are loading from here. So you can just print it to show that, okay, the key has been loaded successful or not. Or you can also raise a value error if you think is not loaded or something like that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and also declare another variable called question, and this probably the question will be asking the AI model. So question is going to be string, and this will be equal to maybe uh let's say design Python learning plan for me or something like that. So design a Python learning plan for me as a beginner. That will be our question, and I'll go ahead and uncomment this particular code. So over here, we have to supply your API key. So type in API key, and this is equal to our API key that we've already loaded. Okay, so before you make requests, there is some few adjustments you have to make to this particular code. So come into this list here. So message, which is equal to list, come here, and we are going to create a dictionary. So just type this here, and now the first thing we'll do is to specify a row. So our row here, and the row should be a user. Okay, and you go ahead and do one more thing, which is content. So content is also a key, and then the content here will be our question. So this is pretty much it. This is all you have to do here, and that's all. This is all the modification I'm talking about. So now we can quickly run this, and then it's going to provide us with an answer. But guys, just pay attention to how fast this is going to stream the answer for us, and I'll show you why it is streaming the answer with this exact speed. So you can see how it's streaming the result, and this is DeepSeek in action, guys. So let me read a little bit of it. You guys can go through it too as well when you do it. Okay, so I want to learn Python, but I'm total beginner. I heard a lot about Python being easy to pick up and so on, blah blah blah. First, I think I need to understand what Python is. I know the so like this model is actually reasoning, right? It's working as a human being. Like how you sit down, okay, if I want to learn Python, they have to know what Python is. What the hell is Python? What do they do with Python? So it's just giving you an answer as if it's a human being, and this is a big leap forward in AI models. I think this is working greatly. First, I think I need to understand. Yeah. Next, I need to set up my environment. So it's pretty much accurate, right? And most of it all is that it's free to use. So it's just free to use. And this is how easy you can set up DeepSeek and play with it. So if you want to play with DeepSeek model in Python, you can just set something up like this and play with it. In my upcoming videos, I'll make sure maybe I build a chatbot using DeepSeek or do something spectacular with DeepSeek. But you guys can also suggest what you want us to do with DeepSeek in the comment section. Okay, that will be fun. But I think this model is overall very good and it's working great. And that's it, guys. So if you love this video, just give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to always leave your thoughts in the comment section. Bye bye.